All right, what's up, insiders? Ryan Reese here, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. I know it's kind of a crazy time, right? It's a crazy time that we live in, and there's reasons to be uncertain, right? There's reasons to be scared, and but at the same time, there's reasons I think to be hopeful, and I want to talk about some of those things today, about how we're hopeful, and the things that we're doing at VA Claims Insider, by the way, to give veterans hope. All right, because man, it is an uncertain time. It's a crazy time, and the things though that we're discussing today are going to be especially important because of what's going on in the world. Okay, those top 5 reasons of why you guys need to get the disability and compensation you deserve. It's for you and your family during this time. All right, and especially during a period or a time of economic uncertainty. And I'm going to be sharing today my top 5 reasons to get your VA disability increase claim submitted ASAP, as soon as possible. And I put a little caveat here that says, especially during times of economic uncertainty, which we're in, right? There's a lot of fear right now. By the way, I'm not going to be a fear monger. I'm not going to buy into that. I'm going to step up and lead. I'm going to step up and lead our movement and you during this period of uncertainty. Okay. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Okay. I'm not scared because I got you. Okay. You've got me. We've got each other, fellow veterans helping vets around the world. Okay. I've got our family. We've got friends. All right. We'll say some prayers together. We'll do life together. We're going to be okay. All right. That's part of my message today is we're going to be okay. And if there's one thing I know, if you look throughout history, when there have been periods of uncertainty and crisis, we come together. The best of humanity comes out, sometimes the worst of humanity at certain times, but the best of humanity comes out. We're good people. We're serving our neighbors, our friends, our families, each other. We're rallying around each other, and we're going to make it through this together. Okay, we're going to come out stronger than ever before. And I truly believe that 12 to 18 months from now, maybe sooner, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future. Nobody knows. But I can take a guess that we are going to come out of this stronger than ever. The economy is going to come back stronger than ever. People are going to get back to work. Okay. Kids are going to go back to school. We're going to be just fine. Okay. We're going to be just fine. I want to give you some hope today to let you know that, okay, that we're going to be okay. And we are here for you. Okay. We are here for you day and night. Live 24/7, 365. We're on our Facebook page. We've got folks monitoring our mastermind group. Our teammates are on. Nothing's changed for us. We are here for you, fellow vets, day and night, no matter what you're dealing with. Okay. Before I jump into this, I want to give a quick and brief disclaimer. Okay. Just so everybody knows, we are not accredited agents. We're not accredited representatives. We're not attorneys. We're not accredited. We do not represent you for claims. Okay. We do not assist. We do not assist with the preparation, presentation, or prosecution of disability claims for benefits. Okay. We are not your accredited representatives. Okay. We exist for informational and educational purposes only. Okay, and we do this live and in community in our mastermind, Veterans Helping Veterans. Okay, we're not associated with the VA in any way. Okay, and by the way, there are tons of free resources out there to help you. Okay, and we recommend that you use them. There's all VSOs are out there. They can help you prepare or file your claim for free, or you can do it yourself online at va.gov very simply. Okay, we've got training videos inside of our membership programs that'll show you how to do that if you want to go ahead and prepare and file your own claim. Okay, today's video, again, for informational, educational purposes only. Please do not rely upon it for any medical advice. Okay, please lean on doctors for that or other healthcare professionals. And what we're talking about today is not legal advice. Okay, it's not legal advice. So please consult an attorney if you have questions. Okay, so many people are on right now. This is so rad. Jump in, again, say hey. We've got a whole bunch of my teammates on. Thank you, Combat Craig. I saw Richard. Appreciate you guys helping out. Richard Cheminsky, the man, brother. Hey, Gabe. Again, appreciate all the teammates helping out. Anybody, if you have questions, by the way, you're watching this live on Facebook, ask your question in the chat, and hopefully one of our awesome teammates will be able to answer it here live. I'm also going to do some Q&A at the end today. Okay, so don't leave. All right. Now, before I jump into the top 5 reasons to get your VA disability increase claim submitted ASAP, especially during times of economic uncertainty, I'm going to be covering, again, 5 reasons and steps here in detail. I wanted to let you guys know the number 1 reason why VA disability claims get denied and how you overcome it. Okay, the number 1 reason, flat out, bar none, I don't care who tells you differently, is because most veterans lack sufficient medical evidence necessary to show that you've got a disability, okay, necessary to prove your nexus, so service connection on an at least as likely as not basis, or you failed to show symptoms, severity of symptoms, okay? And it comes down to what is in your record. And if you don't have medical evidence showing a diagnosis, okay, or if you can't produce something from service that shows an event happened that you can tie today's disability back to, okay, you're going to get denied service connection. If you can prove those first 2 things, but you can't prove your symptoms, that your disability symptoms meet certain thresholds, okay, you're going to get underrated. All right, now I'm going to talk through some of those things today of how you can help yourself, okay? If you need help, by the way, if you need more medical evidence, if you want to come into our education-based programs and work with a mastermind group of VA claim experts, veterans helping veterans, if you need more medical evidence in the form of disability benefit questionnaire reviews, okay, which are nothing more than a standardized way of presenting medical information to the VA, which helps the raters evaluate the legitimacy, okay, and the severity of your claim. If you need a medical nexus letter to help you prove service connection, that's what we do. That's why we exist, okay? And by the way, it is free to start today. It's a free 3-step intake, gang. You can get started right here, right now at VA Claims Insider Elite.com. If you're watching the recording when we're done here, you'll see it across the bottom on YouTube, okay? And by the way, welcome to you if you're watching the recording, either on Facebook or YouTube. Continue to ask your questions because we're going to answer. Okay, if you're watching me right now on YouTube and this is the recording, scroll down into the comments area. You can open up the description. There's some great free resources there. But if you go down into the comment area, ask your question or your comment or your concern. We're going to come back to you. Okay, so this isn't over even if you missed the live. Okay. This is so awesome. Thank you, my team, for putting stuff in here. Okay, the top 5 reasons to get your VA disability increase claim submitted ASAP, especially during times of economic uncertainty. The number 1 reason is because you deserve it. I'm going to say that again, vets. Yes, you do deserve it. Your benefits do not affect any other veteran's benefits. They are what's called mutually exclusive, okay? What that means is if you get a 100% rating, if you deserve that, or if you get a 70% rating, if you deserve that by law, those benefits do not impact another veteran. They're mutually exclusive events, okay? So sometimes, this is just kind of a mindset thing. It's one of the areas that veterans, and I shared this too, by the way. I don't, maybe I don't deserve this, or I'm not as bad off as somebody else, who lost a limb or, can't work, right? It's not that bad, okay? Gang, look, here's the deal. The VA disability system exists to help veterans get benefits that you do deserve by law. And whether or not you've lost a limb or not has nothing to do with whether you deserve baseline benefits. These are like the lies that we tell ourselves, right? Is, well, I can walk and I have a job, so, I guess I just don't deserve it. It's not true. You do deserve it. And I'm giving you permission as a fellow disabled vet to go for what you deserve by law. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Do not ever lie or stretch the truth. Okay? It's against federal law to do that under the False Claims Act. Okay? Don't do that. What I'm telling you to do is to be open, honest, truthful, and uncomfortably vulnerable, and go for it. If you deserve it by law, you go for it. Okay, you go for it. Okay, so that's number one, is yes, you do deserve it, and I wanted to give you permission. You wore the uniform. You stood up for our country, right? Just like I did, just like many of you on this call did. And that makes you eligible for disability benefits, VA veterans benefits under the law. Okay, so that's number one. Number 1 of 5. Number 2, in our experience and according to our data, 80% of you hearing my voice right now are underrated. Okay, that means that if you're at 20, maybe you should actually be at 50. If you're at 50, maybe you should actually be at 90. If you're at 90, maybe you should actually be at 100, okay? Now, I don't have statistics as to how far underrated you are. It's impossible for us to know that. All I'm stating is the veterans who come into our program, they know. We know by looking at the numbers, you don't have what you deserve by law. And that's what some of our medical team can help tease out, all right, based upon what's in the record. And I think one of the big reasons, gang, why veterans are underrated is because we just don't know any different, right? The system is complex. There's 800 plus disability conditions that, you're eligible for by law. You kind of have to know medical lingo to even understand what some of the conditions are. A lot of veterans don't understand anything about secondary service connection, okay, meaning maybe a disability you're suffering from was due to or aggravated by another service-connected disability, right? So things like obstructive sleep apnea secondary to PTSD, okay, maybe migraines, headaches secondary to tinnitus, or the ringing in your ear, okay? Maybe you've got a secondary claim for chronic pain or chronic pain syndrome, okay? That's a high value claim. So I think, and by the way, I don't necessarily think it's the VA's fault that veterans are underrated. I think it's a lack of education, lack of awareness. The system has become overly complex over time. And veterans just don't even know what they're eligible for, okay? Well, guess what, gang? That's what we do at VA Claims Insider. We make VA disability claims easy. We've boiled it down to its two most essential elements: medical evidence, compensation, and pension exams. Okay, you got to be prepared for it. You got to know what to expect. And you got to be prepared to punch back if you get a bad exam or a bad examiner. Okay, a legal, a moral, or an ethical exams. All we've done, gang, is we've taken something very convoluted and complex, we've boiled it down to its essential elements, and we do it together in community, and we serve and support each other, okay? Now, I don't want you to be that stat anymore. I don't want you to be in that 80% or 8 out of 10. I want you to get exactly what you deserve by law, okay? And there's lots of ways you can get help, okay? We're not your only option. But if you need more medical evidence, I recommend you get started with us today. It's free to start. Okay, again, that free 3-step intake, you'll hear from a team member almost immediately. Go to www.vaclaimsinsiderelite.com and you can get started for free right now. Again, you're going to hear from a member of our team very soon. You can then have discounted access to the medical team soon. Okay, very important. Okay, so that's number 2 of why you need to get your disability increase claim submitted right away, because you probably are underrated. Our internal data tells us you're underrated. Okay, as a fellow vet, that pisses me off. That makes me sick. Because you're missing out on thousands of dollars of tax-free benefits and compensation that you and your family deserve by law, okay? Okay, number 3, in times of economic uncertainty, in times of crisis, if you're a little bit fearful, maybe you've lost your job, you got laid off, your hours were cut, you're home, you're floundering right now. Now more than ever, your VA disability benefits can help you and your family financially and medically. Man, as a fellow disabled vet who also suffers from a mental health condition, if there is something you can do to lower that pressure and noise, to help ease your anxiety, to help lower the depression, to possibly give you a boost, it's more critical than ever to help you in your mental health, right? To get you some justice for your service, all right? And to help take care of you and your family financially and medically. And there's, by the way, there's lots of other benefits. There's tax-free compensation, there's medical benefits, there's education benefits, there's scholarships available for dependents. Okay, we teach you all about that in our programs. Okay, there's a lot on the line here. There's statewide benefits available, property tax breaks in most states, not every state, but in most states, they have some type of a property tax exemption for disabled vets, okay, with certain disability ratings. Okay, so again, that's number 3, now more than ever. Your VA disability benefits, your increased claim, if you deserve it by law, okay, can really help you and your family during this time, financially, medically, a whole bunch of other benefits, okay? People are blowing me kisses here live. Love you guys, and it is an honor to serve with you guys, okay? Okay, number 4, let's get into some of the guts of this, man. You're gonna be shocked at what I'm about to share with you, okay? Shocked. Did you know that VA disability claims are being decided faster than ever before? I'm going to say that again. This is number 4 of the top 5 reasons why you need to get your increased claim submitted ASAP. VA disability claims are being decided faster than ever before. There's no more waiting years, fellow vets. You might get your increased claim back in 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, okay? Now I'm going to share some actual stats with you. Okay. Now these are published statistics that the VA puts out. Okay. I don't know with 100% certainty if the data is accurate or verified. I have to trust that it is because it's what the VA publishes. Okay, but I just wanted to give you that caveat. I got this data from the VA's website. Okay, we've been tracking this for months. In 2012, I took off the uniform of the United States Air Force in September 26th of 2012. Wait, October 26th, 2012. I took off the uniform. I left active duty Air Force. Okay. It took 15 plus months to get a rating decision. All right. And I was told by my VSO at the time that that was fast. Okay. It was frustrating. I mean, it felt like it took forever. It felt like I did something wrong. Right. Well, guess what? With the fully developed claims program, the FDC, if you submit everything that the rater needs, the VA rater, the person who looks at all the evidence and decides your claim, you're more likely to get a faster, more accurate rating decision. That's the whole purpose of the VA's fully developed claims program. Okay, but there's no more waiting years. So check this out. In October 2018, okay, October 2018, it took 141.2 days from start to finish. All right, that's from the moment you clicked submit to the moment you got a decision. It was taking about 141 days. Okay, October 2018. Fast forward to 1 year later, October 2019. The average claim from start to finish took 94.3 days from start to finish. Okay, so in a year, VA claim reps and adjudicators shaved over 40 days off the clock. Okay, that's impressive. And we've been watching this thing and hearing from y'all in our masterminds. They have done so much at the VA to speed up claims, okay, and to get veterans the benefits they deserve faster. My hat's off. I mean, they really have stepped up at the VA and the VBA. Okay, so let's go forward a little bit more. So that was October 2019. We're down to 94.3 days from start to finish. In January 2020, the average claim took 95.7 days. So all of a sudden, we plussed up a little bit, okay, just by a day. Now, I have a theory. We know slow months in the government. I used to work for the government, right? November, December, January, they're slow months for most offices. And so it's not surprising to me that the time stayed about the same. Okay, but that's still pretty good, 95 days from start to finish. Fast forward to today. This is current as of March 2020. Okay, the average VA claim, fully developed claim, is being decided in 79.9 days from start to finish. That's really fast, gang. Considering you submit a claim, it has to be reviewed by a VSR, a veteran service rep. If they have all the info they need, they kick it forward. If not, they kick it back, or they go out and look for information on your behalf, or they're supposed to. And eventually, you're probably going to get some compensation and pension exams ordered. All right. And eventually, those C&P exam results are going to flow forward to an RVSR, a rating veteran service rep, who's going to look at all the evidence and eventually make a rating decision. Considering the number of steps that are involved, which it's an 8-step process, okay, that's pretty fast. That's pretty fast. And they've shaved, what, 60 plus days off? I mean, it's very impressive what has happened over time, right? To go from 140 to 80. I mean, that's really, really impressive. So again, my hat's off to the VA and claim adjudicators. But the point being, if you've kind of been sitting around going, I don't, if I file an increase, it's going to take forever. And I don't have time to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with the headache. And they're always going to ask me for more stuff. It's not true, gang. They're getting faster. So get your fully developed claim in. Make sure you've got the right medical evidence. Make sure you have a clear diagnosis of a disability or condition. Make sure that you can prove on an at least as likely as not basis that the condition you suffer from was caused or made worse by either your active duty service or by another service-connected disability. Now, in my opinion, the best way to do that is to get a medical nexus letter from a qualified healthcare provider, okay? Another good way to help supplement and augment that is to write a personal statement and or to obtain a buddy letter, okay? All it is, gang, is a credible statement from a firsthand witness. That's all a buddy letter is. But I think you should write your own statement. In fact, if you go to file your own increase claim, you can go into va.gov right now and click, I deserve a disability increase, and start going through the process, right? It's like TurboTax. It's pretty simple. When you select, all right, let me give you an example. Let's say that you have migraine headaches rated at 0%, right? But you believe they're worse and you deserve the higher criteria under the law. You can go into va.gov, sign in, click file for a disability increase. The condition pops up. You can click it and say, I'm requesting an increase on my migraines, okay? And then there's actually a little box. It's free flow, free fill text, where you can type why you believe your condition's worse. It's almost like your own personal statement in support of a claim inside the condition, right there on va.gov, okay? Absolutely amazing, awesome. The va.gov system, by the way, it's super intuitive, and it's very easy to file for an increase or to open up a new claim, okay, if you're a first-time filer. So that's the bottom line, number 4. Get your disability increase claim in ASAP, because the claim is going to be decided faster than ever before, right? You guys are all awesome, by the way. Everybody helping out. Thanks, Combat Craig. Appreciate all the other team members helping out, and all you fellow vets who are part of our movement. Friggin', I love this community, man, of vets helping vets all over the world. And by the way, we're the world's largest community. Veterans helping veterans all over the world. Unbelievable. Our websites, over 300,000 veterans and their family members come to our websites every month for resources, for help, for guidance. You guys are watching on YouTube. It's such a blessing to be able to help give you hope, okay, celebrate life change, and get you the resources you need to actually get unstuck, okay, to get you the VA disability rating and compensation you deserve in less time, okay? That's why we exist. All right, let's get to number 5, and then I'll take some questions. Dun, dun, dun. Who thinks the VA is closed? The VA is absolutely not closed. In fact, our inside sources are telling us that the VBA, the Veterans Benefits Administration, VA raters, veteran service reps, claims adjudicators are working around the clock in near continuous 24-hour shifts during the coronavirus pandemic, okay? Now, you may be seeing the announcement on va.gov and on the VBA that they've closed some of the regional claims processing centers, satellite outlets. They've closed them to the public. But that doesn't mean they're closed to the employees. They're still there working their butts off for you. okay? And for anybody who's teleworking or working from home, they're on these same cycles of 24-hour shifts because they're trying to free up bandwidth and space within the government VPNs, okay? Virtual private networks. Most federal agencies have their own VPN type systems that the employees can use to log in through from home, all right? But they have to be PKI, they have to be able to use CAT cards to log in for verifying identities. But if you've got to log into the VPN from home and you've got 100,000 other people that try to log into that same network on the same day, guess what's going to happen? Wah, wah. Right? It's going to crash. So what they've done is they're taking shifts. So it's a combination of VBA folks working actually at the office, processing claims, okay? And a combination of folks working from home, teleworking. And they're on different shifts so that they try not to overload the network, okay? But they're going gangbusters. They've been directed to process claims faster, to help disabled veterans get what they deserve faster, especially during this economic crisis, right? Nothing has stopped except one thing. The only thing I know of that has briefly paused at the moment are in-person compensation and pension exams, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you they're closed or canceled across the board. I'm not going to say that. And what I am going to say, though, is the contracted C&P companies, to include VA doctors, are using telemedicine, telehealth to the maximum extent practicable, okay, to evaluate your disabilities or conditions over video teleconference. Some of them are even being done by telephone. But they're doing their best to serve you if you need a compensation and pension exam with either a contracted examiner or a VA examiner. They're doing their best to still make it happen during the coronavirus pandemic, okay? Obviously, there's a lot of risk in seeing you in person right now, okay? So what do you do to lower that risk? You use telemedicine. You use telehealth, okay? Now, some vets have asked me, Brian, hey, this contracted company already canceled my C&P exam. The VA called and canceled. What I would recommend you do is call 1-800-827-1000. I'm going to say that again. That's the VA's hotline, 1-800-827-1000, and speak to a representative. Okay, they've still got their call center open. And actually talk to somebody. Just let them know, hey, my C&P exam was canceled. Or, hey, I want to know the status of my claim. It's been, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Okay. Surprisingly, when you call that number and you speak to an agent and they put a little note in your file that says you called, all of a sudden things kind of happen. Funny. Funny. Okay. But you have to take action, gang. Okay, you can't sit around. You have got to own your claim. Nobody should care more about your VA disability than you. Okay, nobody. Okay, so those are the top 5 reasons. I'll recap real quick. Number 1, yes, you do deserve it. I'm giving you permission to go for it. Your benefits do not affect other veterans' benefits. That's number 1. Number 2, in our experience and according to our data, 8 out of 10 of you are underrated. Lots of reasons. Lack of awareness, lack of education, confusing process, you didn't know you were eligible, okay? You lacked medical evidence, you got denied. There's a whole bunch of reasons. What do? We make it easy. We've made the process simple. We've explained it in the way that normal people can understand it, and we've given you access to a network of private healthcare providers, which in our opinion is the most important part of the entire process. Medical evidence. Okay, again, you need help, you can start free. VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Okay, there's a whole bunch of bonuses as well. Over $13,000 worth of bonuses. I just finished, by the way, the 50 plus possible sleep apnea secondary conditions based upon medical research. It's yours free when you join the program. Okay, I could easily charge $1,000 for that resource. Okay, but I give it to our members free. One of the huge benefits of being a member. You'll also get my mental health guide, where I actually explain medically what the 31 mental health symptoms actually mean. Most vets have no idea. So in addition to helping you understand and navigate your own claim, you're going to understand why you're doing the things you're doing and in your life and in your relationships. Okay? Who's ever said knowledge is power? I hate that term. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is knowledge. Power is power. Now, in my opinion, knowledge becomes power through action. I'm going to say that again. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is knowledge. Power is power. But knowledge can become power through action. That is why we exist. It's to encourage you to take action. Here's one thing I know for sure. You ain't going to get what you deserve if you don't go for it. Right? It's time to get off the sidelines and get in the ring and throw a couple punches. Okay? You might get knocked down, but you're going to get up in the 10th round and you're going to win that slugfest. Okay? We ain't going to let you quit. Aren't going to let you quit. Okay? Now more than ever, this is number 3. Now more than ever, these benefits are critical to you and your family, financially and medically. Federal benefits ain't going away. In fact, they're increasing. If you look at the VA's budget over time, it continues to plus up, which is fantastic. My hat's off to our elected officials. My hat's off to our veteran service organizations who lobby Congress on our behalf. Thank you. Okay. Number 4, go for your increased claim or get your claim in because it's going to be decided faster than ever. There's no more waiting years. It's happening in months, right? And number 5, the VBA, the Veterans Benefits Administration, VA raters, claims adjudicators, compensation and pension examiners are working around the clock, 24-hour shifts to help you get the benefits that you deserve by law. Okay? Nothing has stopped just because of what's going on. Okay? It's time to get your federal benefits that you deserve by law. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, as of March 2020, VA has sped up to an average of 79.9 days, so about 80 days, to complete a VA claim from start to finish. Guess what? In our experience, if you've got the right medical evidence, it's going to be decided even faster. Okay, now I can't guarantee that. I'm not the VA. We don't make the rating decisions. Anybody who tells you they can guarantee you something about VA disability is lying to you. Okay? Nobody can guarantee it, right? What you can do, though, is you can set yourself up for success. You can make sure you've got competent and credible medical evidence. You can make sure your record tells the story. You can write clear supporting personal statements. You can get a buddy letter or 2 or 3. Okay? You can download newspaper clippings. You can write a sworn statement. You could get a medical nexus letter. You could get a disability benefits questionnaire. You can prepare for your C&P exams. Okay? Those are the things you can do that you can control. Okay? And that's what we help you do. We help you unleash what you can control. Okay? Again, you need some help? VA Claims Insider Elite.com. There's still over 300 of you on live right now. This is crazy. Hey, David, So, by the way, I'm going to stick around here now for about 10 or 15 minutes or so and answer as many questions as I can live. Okay. Somebody, when I was talking about if you get knocked down, right, to get up and punch back. So hey, Joe wrote, Adrian! It's like Rocky Balboa, man. I love Rocky 4, by the way. Rocky 4 is awesome, where he fights the Russian. I love Rocky 4. I watch it every time. I think when he's getting ready for the fight, he's over in Russia and he's training. I love that part. All right, dropping knowledge bombs. Okay, here is a question. I have severe anxiety, and I was told by an older veteran that because I served during peacetime, I or anyone else doesn't deserve disability. I'm appealing. Madam President was told, yeah. So the bottom line is you deserve it, right? And if some older vet, maybe maybe they're disgruntled, maybe they're upset that you didn't serve in combat. That's not your fault, right? It isn't your fault that you didn't have to serve in combat. I don't wish combat on anybody, ever. And, the fact that somebody made a comment that you don't deserve something because your condition occurred during peacetime, it's a bunch of crap. Just don't even listen. So we're here for you, Hope. Sarah, great company. Oh, thank you. Comment, Greg, boom! Gabe, I missed out on about $100,000 by sitting on the fence and not filing when I got all my diagnosis. Don't do what I did. Gang, that story, Gabe, is shockingly familiar to me. Because for the better part of 6 years, I was underrated and I didn't even know it. Right? Which comes back to this lack of awareness, lack of education component, which we talked about today. Why are veterans underrated? Lots of reasons, I think, but primarily it's just, we just don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And the process can be confusing, and you kind of got to know medical lingo to understand it. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. Okay? But the bottom line is, you aren't going to get the rating and compensation you deserve if you sit on the sidelines. Right? Okay. Kyle wrote, I like that. Knowledge is only power when you take action. Man, it's one of those things, right? There's some quotes that I just don't like, and I love quotes. I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree. I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. But I am resourceful, and I do try to think through things as logically as possible. And the knowledge one, it's like, I know lots of people who are really smart. They're really, really smart people, right? But they're not successful, or things have failed for them in their life. Well, you can sit around reading books all day and think and gain more knowledge and think and gain more knowledge. Nobody cares. It's all inside your head, right? You got to take that knowledge and you've got to implement an action plan, and you've got to never quit, man. You got to follow through. And it may be a slugfest, and you may get knocked down multiple times. You get back up, you punch back. Boom, you get knocked down, you get back up, you punch back. You take another step forward, and then another, and then maybe you get a tiny win, and then that tiny win becomes a little bit bigger of a win. That's called life, right? We do life together here. The VA Claims Insider, right? Take action. Get out of the chair, get in the ring, right? You might take one in the chin, but you can punch back. Get off the sideline and get in the game. Get out of the dugout and step up to the plate. You ain't going to hit a home run if you ain't at the plate. I just thought of that one on the fly. But it's true, right? You're not going to hit one out of the park if you ain't up to bat, right? I don't think a bat boy's ever hit a home run. Maybe they have. Oh. Does the VA do telemed for C&P exams for psych eval? Yes, they do, Mike Nixon. The Department of Veterans Affairs and even the contracted C&P examiners, they absolutely use telemedicine, telehealth, video teleconference to conduct their compensation and pension exams. Yeah, they absolutely do that. Oliver said, Brian, have you ever met a client that came to you stating he had his PNT removed? I have not. Oliver, so permanent and total PNT means just that. It's permanent and total, meaning it can't be reduced. The only time that I think that it could happen is if there's fraud, right? If there's disability fraud, then in theory, they could take it all back and you'd have to pay back as well, right? So that's the only situation I can think of. But no, I don't know of any situations personally, okay? Tony wrote, my SSD secondary claim was denied. Is this common? It happens, right? I mean, you can have all the right evidence, right? You can have a diagnosis. You've got a clear service connection. You can show the nexus, right? Whether it was either primary or secondary. You can write a personal statement. You can get a buddy letter, and it can still get denied. And you might be thinking, how does that happen? It usually happens from a bad C&P examiner, okay? Somebody who did not conduct an adequate exam, or somebody who submitted a wrong opinion, or somebody who pencil whipped the exam and didn't even do the boxes right. Sometimes it's a mistake, right? There's still an element of human error in VA disability compensation claims, right? Sometimes claims get denied in error. So if you were denied and you think it's crap, fight back, man. Fight back and go the higher level review. Can the VA send me for a C&P exam for insomnia? Yes, they absolutely can. Rusty, I like this. Rusty wrote, you serve, you deserve. I agree. What's up, Kenneth? Oh man, you guys are crazy. Oliver wrote, Brian Reese is an angel for veterans, defending us that most veterans don't have a voice due to shaming. Oh man, thank you for saying that. It is a blessing. It's an honor to be here with y'all and to serve you and to lead you, right? Especially during this time of uncertainty, and to give you hope and to let you know that you matter, that your life is important. Okay, maybe you just needed to hear that today. You matter. You are important. Your life is important. You're here for a reason. And we need you, okay? We need you. I appreciate you being here, though, and I appreciate the kind words. Maurice, I just went to 100% PNT in 10 days. That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you that you finally got what you deserve after all these years. Crazy. I'm sorry that you had to fight for so long to get what you deserve. Take care, Ted. Thanks for being here, man. He wrote, stay safe. John, I'm a believer. Semper Fi. Appreciate you, brother. Love ya. How long have they been doing telehealth C&P exams? I think for a while, Jonathan. I'm aware of, I can't say with certainty here, so please excuse it if this is off. I'm aware of the VA doing video C&P exams back at least a year. I would bet it's probably been more like 2 years, but I'm aware of them doing it for at least a year. And some of it depends on your location. The vets that I see who do a telehealth or a video C&P exam typically live in rural areas. Not always, but that seems to be a trend. Does the military have record about a drill sergeant physical assault during basic training? It's unlikely that they do, Alberto. Now, I can't say for certain, but an incident like that, some type of an assault, whether it was verbal or physical or sexual, chances are it never got reported, right? Well, if it never got reported, it's certainly not going to be documented. So that's going to be tough to prove, but one of the ways you might be able to do it is if you can get a buddy letter. If you can have a firsthand witness describe what happened, right? Or maybe you're the buddy of the witness for somebody else. People are writing combat sucks. Yeah, I mean, I wish combat on nobody. I came back with a whole bunch of issues, physical issues, mental health issues. It's made life tough, lots of ways. Ursula, do you think I could have a video C&P exam for mental health due to the COVID-19? It seems plausible. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's very possible. Kevin wrote, have you heard anything new on the unpopular Gulf War syndrome or illness? I haven't. I think, we're just going to continue to slog through it. There'll be new legislation all the time on Gulf War syndrome. And all of these, it's this mysterious illness, right? And that's why they call it Gulf War syndrome. We're just not sure why veterans who served in the Gulf and in these periods during this certain time have ended up with some of these bizarre physical conditions. We just don't know. Could be burn pit exposure, could be the air, who knows? Could be things you drank in the water, elements, who knows, right? We just don't know. The only thing that they do know is that there's certain folks who served in specific areas during specific times who end up with these mysterious illnesses that are virtually unexplained medically, right? And they're calling that Gulf War syndrome. Now, what I recommend is that you get a medical nexus letter to help tie any of the conditions that are rateable to the Gulf War syndrome. Okay, if you open up a claim and file a claim for Gulf War syndrome, I can virtually guarantee you that's going to get denied. Okay, I can virtually guarantee it because nobody knows what it is. So unfortunately, no, though I haven't heard anything specific that was new. File in 2003 was denied all the way to the BVA. What would you do? Start over or what? Kenneth, I think it usually comes down to the evidence, right? What medical evidence did you have or not have? And so, if it's been fully adjudicated, you've gone all the way through the battle of the BVA. Now you can always start over. You can always get new and relevant medical evidence and go for it again. I think, though, I don't have any details on your situation. I think you'd want to probably understand what was denied. Why did it get denied all the way at the BVA? Maybe there's another path for you to service connection. Okay. David, hey, David Devine, should I wait until one claim is done before filing another? I have intent to file on file. Yeah, so this is a judgment call, but I think my opinion is that, well, here's what I know. You can't have more than one claim open at a time. So let's say you have a disability claim open now and it's, 60 days into the process, but it hasn't been decided or closed out. If you open another claim and you start actually going through the process and you submit it, the VA is going to combine those two claims into one. And what it can do is it can slow down and delay the claim you opened 60 days ago and got submitted. So my thoughts here, and I usually tell vets this, is I would let the claim close out before you submit another one. All right, but like you mentioned, you've got an intent to file open. You can begin building that claims file, right on va.gov. Okay. Go for vet. Fatigue. You guys are crazy, man. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Thank you for sharing this, Alex. I'm an orthopedic provider in a military hospital, retired active duty. I see many vets who are trying to get their conditions documented for their claims. I love helping vets. The only problem is my schedule. I can't make it to VA frequently without canceling appointments. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. And that's sometimes what we hear from either private doctors or even VA doctors. You're so busy treating patients. My brother is a doctor, and so I know that his calling is to treat patients, right, to try to make them better. And so when you start talking about extra paperwork and the burdens of some of those things, it takes away from the resources needed to treat patients and potentially get actually help them get better or cure their ailments or make sure they're on the right medications or whatever. So it's a challenge, right? And again, that's why we exist as a company. We have external providers in our network who can help out, okay? Again, you'll see it across the screen there, or you can click the link if you're watching on Facebook, VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Wow, thank you guys again. There's almost 300 of you on still, which is just wild. Anyway, I really appreciate you all, vets. Look, there's reasons to be concerned. I get it if you're fearful. There are reasons to have hope. The stimulus was just approved, critical. And things are going to get better, gang. Things are going to get better. Hang in there and get the VA disability you deserve, right? I want you to go for it. I want you to go for it. And that's what we covered today. Again, if I could be of any help or assistance to you guys, please just ask me. Got an incredible team supporting us as well. Thank you to all of them who are on this call. And please continue to submit your comments, by the way, even long after we're not live. And I'm going to be answering as many as we can, okay? I love you, fellow vets. Stay safe out there. I'm going to be praying for you and your families during this time, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye.